Hey, what's up guys? It is DJ. Today we are taking our first look at the Valmetal Maxx-Trac Dura-Tech from Custom Modding. This is not only a single mod, but a full set of mods all together that work perfectly. And because they're all separate, you actually have to connect each one, and they're all a little bit different, and you need some things on one that you may not need on something else. And if you're curious, I'll be using the Fent from their Varia 1000 US series in today's video. So taking a look at some customization options, right now at least we only have the tandem version. There is a 3-axle and a 4-axle version that will be available as well, but at least for right now we've only got the 2. Then we have the high diffuser, we have the single low spray, and for both of these you'll actually need something to pick them up and raise them to get them attached. And then we have the double low spray, the extended low spray, those will work just fine on the ground. And then you have the Red Viper manure injector from ZML. This one actually requires you to use a different hitch on the back, but you can actually buy one tanker and use all of these. So let's build that one tanker that will do it all. First, let's talk about specs. 17,000 liters, that's going to be for slurry and digestate. 9.3 tons, 80 horsepower is required, but I would definitely recommend you get something with a little bit more power and definitely some more weight, because this is heavy, almost weighs 10 tons by itself. It's got a 15-meter spread at 9 miles an hour, but how it sits right now actually doesn't have a spread at all. You need to connect something. So let's talk about wheels. Michelin tires, Trelleborg, Vredestein, and back in. You can change up the Trelleborgs. We have a couple different ones through there, but nothing different. Otherwise, do like the Vredesteins, we'll leave it there. Side fenders, we have yes. Then we have the airflow sensor. Now, of course, none of this is actually going to be what you would call functional in the game. You can't raise and lower your tires up like that, but it does look really cool. That's about it. It looks epic, so we're going to leave it on there. Power boom transfer system. We've got that on there as well, if you guys want to put that. We have the Krohn Flowmaster control. That's on the very top. Give you some numbers. Beacon, we've got one of those as well. And it's a little bit different than any beacon that we've seen in Farming Simulator. We also have the extension. You can throw that on the very back. The automatic greasing system. Again, doesn't really do anything, but it does look super cool to have that. And then we have the design of power takeoff, or PTO, and hydraulic. You can choose whichever one you like through there. Then we have attachers. So if you go with no, you're able to use all of the standard attachers, those orange ones that we showed you guys, that hook up to the top. You could go with the level lift injector mount, which works with the ZML. And then lastly, we have trailer hitch. Now, if you use trailer hitch, you can still use all of them with the exception of the ZML. So the level lift injector mount, this will allow you to use all of them. So you could do that if you want to. I think at least for us, let's start with regular no attachment, and we'll go from there. Now, main colors, we have the orange. You can also do red if you would like, and we have gray, which is the one that I had in the preview. But I think we'll just look with orange there. And then design, you could do orange or red. Now, this looks really cool if you go with a gray and red setup like that. It looks really, really good. Or you can go with red all the way around or orange all the way around. The one that we're going to do today is going to be orange. Next, let's talk about our sprayer. So the first one is going to be the high diffuser. It's just a small little piece. It's not cheap, 25 grand by itself. Actually, all of these are 25 grand. It makes you wonder if the prices are going to be changed up, because these actually cost more than the trailer does. Interesting. 80 horsepower is required on this, but don't really pay attention to power. 6.2 meter working with 9 miles an hour. And then we have colors for the mains, or orange or red. Then we have the single low spray, 6.2 meter working with on this one at 9 miles an hour, same colors. Then we got these. So these don't have to be lifted. Two little ones do, but this does not. So you can just back up to it and use it. 6.2 meter working with, that's going to be multiplied by 2, I believe. I kind of feel like they copied everything. So this one's 6x2, but it's going to be tripled. So it was an 18.6 meters, something like that. You can back up to this as well. And then lastly, we have this, which is another 6.2 meters. I think some numbers may be off just a little bit, but nonetheless, this is a very early copy on that ZML. One other neat thing about the ZML, if we bump over to it, this is also a cultivator. So you're actually going to be injecting the slurry directly into the ground, and you can also cultivate cultivate. Now that we've got our tanker, which is right here, let's go through and let's buy some of the attachments that go with it. And I'm just gonna buy one of each and show you exactly how it works. So all of these that I've shown you there will work, with the exception of this. But I'll show you that. You will need a separate connection for that, but we'll modify that when we get to it. This is not everything that we're going to need, though, because we also need something to lift a few of these pieces up. So that's where things like telehandlers, front loaders, skid steers, this is where stuff like that comes in handy. I do like this guy, so we will go with the Kubota, and we'll go with a set of pallet forks. So let's do it. Let's hook up. Now, we've got a couple things that are set up for us and a couple things that need to be mixed up. Also, might be a good idea to put a little bit more weight on this tractor, even as it sits. I went out in the field and started messing about, and definitely need a little bit extra weight. So, with this, I'm backing up. As you can see, there are no connections, no hook up here, etc., etc. What I'm going to have to do is actually pick this thing up and put it up there. And yes, I'm going to subject you to me loading things manually, so deal with it. What we want to do is we want to get this lined up with that opened hole right on the very back, right about there. We'll jump back in here. You can see we've got an attachment, and boop, got it. And then our pallet actually disappears completely from that. So that is one bit down. Now, of course, there are a few other things with this as well. So there it is. It is up, and we'll go ahead and, I don't know, we fill it with slurry. The thing is, it's, there's like it turns on right now, but it's not actually working, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm sure custom modding will be able to help me out. So that is the first attachment. Now we're going to go ahead and detach that, let it fall onto the ground, and yes, it will just fall on the ground. Let's hook up to our second attachment. This is another one, but it goes off to the side instead of straight out the back. And this is going to be another one that we need to hook up. So let's back it up, let's spin it around, and let's get this thing hooked up. We want to line up again just about right. Actually, we can spread those out just a little bit more, but the good thing is these are the only two pieces that need to be raised like this. I imagine once the final pricing is released, these will be the cheapest as well, so you will have to figure out, do I want to go cheap and do extra work, or do I want to not go cheap and not do all the extra work? This one as well can be a little bit, finicky. It's laid up sideways, but it connects like that. So there you go through there. Again, we could turn. Oh yeah, there we go. We could turn it on, and then it shows. But again, it's just no working through that. But it does work. So there you go. We've got that, and we'll come around here and we'll drop it off, just like so. A little bit stuck in the ground, nonetheless. Which the mod's done. It's just going through its final little bits. As we mentioned, we got a couple bits through here, and we good to go. So what we got to do is just back right up to this, and it attaches. So there we go. We've got that. It doesn't unfold or anything like that because it doesn't need to. It's just two bits on the back instead of one, and I can actually bring this back around and drop it off just like so. Then we have the triple. So we've gone with a single out the side, a double, and now we've got the triple setup. Like I said, I think this one's probably going to be around 18 meters. Best backwards driver in Farm Sim. Got it. And it does unfold extremely well. Looks super good. Bam. Just like so. And then we can fold it back up and be done with it. Now, as I mentioned, this specific setup will not hook up to the last one. So we are going to need to change things a wee little bit. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to use my mobile workshop, and we're going to go down to attachers. We want to use the level lift injector mount. We want that. So we'll hook up here. We'll go and hook back up. And now we've got these arms on the very back, and we can back up to it, hook it up, and utilize it. Now this one may actually work. I'm not quite sure. There we go. Got it hooked up. Let's take this out of the field, see if this bit works. I got a plowed field right in front of me, so we'll go ahead and fold this down, bring it right here, drop it. So we've got our cultivating And then once we activate it, yeah, so it looks like just the activation rate or application rate isn't doing anything right now. Yep, like I said, probably will eventually. Probably will. Definitely is going to have to. Maybe if we activate double application rate? Nah, unfortunately nothing's working for us today. Nonetheless, there we go. We'll grab it, raise it, fold it up, and be done with it. I will reiterate this one more time. Make sure you have a heavy tractor, because I came down this hill a little bit ago and spun out. So let's see if we can do this the right... Yeah, she's a little bit heavy. So other than showing off how they work in the field, which I think is going to be like every other slurry and spreader or injector, that is about it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If there's anything that you guys would like to see maybe added to these, maybe the future version, again, there will be a 3-axle and a 4-axle version, so that's nothing new through there. Very cool. Tell you what, another thing, man, those lights are bright. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you're new and join the GoHam fam. Double check those notification bells as well. That way you never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. I do want to thank Custom Mining for sending this over to show you guys ahead of its release, and I'm just super grateful for our partnership with them and everything that they've done for us. This was a very fun video, and well, until the next one, see you guys later.